All right, so this is going to be my presentation of SprintLoop, which is my clone and modification of Snapchat. So here we're going to be back on our landing page. This is just every time you log in or go back into the app, this is where you're going to end up. This is where the main functionality of the app is going to be. It's the Sprints tab. As you can see, I've already got some like dummy data here. For like these are sprints, they're all basically the same just because this is just the basic testing stuff I would just do every single time. Just kind of a walkthrough here. You can see that there's a name of the sprint itself, the name of the user who created it, what circle it's from, and the goals of said sprint, as well as obviously when it was started. And you're able to look at a context map and a quiz. Let's go to one that actually had some stuff completed, I believe. Let's try this one. No, not that one. This one. No. One of these ones definitely has one. Well, let's start one then, actually. So we'll just do, very creative, I know. We're gonna try this again. So periodic table, we want to know the elements. We're going to start this, and again, the camera does actually work when you're on the phone, just not when you're on the camera. That's just iOS stuff, also everything else. So there we go. The sprint was started. Now we're just going to end this just to show what it would be like. This is when the sprint ends naturally. This is the exact same screen you're going to see as well. But you're going to take this quiz. And here it's going to ask you a couple of questions. Which of the following elements is a noble gas? We're going to purposely choose something wrong here just so we get at least one thing wrong. We can just pick one at random here. And let's try to get one. So which end ion to attract electrons? We're going to go this. So we got 33% on that one. And maybe as a user, I'm thinking, hey, I thought I did pretty good there. I want to take a look and see what I got wrong. I'll click this view details. And I can see here quiz results, my percentage, as well as which questions I got wrong with what the correct answer was versus what I had actually put instead. And then down here, it has some how to improve tips as well, which are going to be personalized based off the types of questions. For example, if it was just basic memorization versus anything, versus like whatever, maybe it might have been like problem solving. It might have been like an arithmetic problem. It could give you shortcuts. It can give you a lot of information on how to actually improve. So we're going to continue, and then you can click this quiz button. If this was a few days later or something, you can look at all that stuff that we had just gone past. It's always able to be looked at again. And one of the additional features, a RAG feature I implemented, was this map. It's a concept map based off of the context of the circle, the name of the sprint, and the goals that were set in place. To be able to create this. Since I am running this on my computer, I'm not able to showcase the rotation, but if you were to rotate the phone, it would become a lot easier it does actually rotate to be with the landscape portion of the phone. As I would be able to showcase that, but I figured it'd be more worthwhile to have two devices up here at the moment. But for some people, maybe this is like kind of hard to read, understandable. We have this little text button up here, which translates the idea behind this into text. So that way, it's just more ways to consume the same information for the user to make sure they're fully able to grasp and understand what is going on here. So you can see here with some key concepts, the relationships and connections. It turns this concept map into something that's more digestible for perhaps the average person. But the map is still there in case someone prefers it. There's always some person that would kind of prefer a more difficult way to do it, whether it be for whatever reason. But both options are there for whatever type of user it's going to be for. So we're going to close that, and let's take a look over here at, so we have our friends list, which you can search for anyone who is allowing friend requests to come in. Currently have all of the test users out here. What we can do is remove this person, and we can look for, that is my bad. I accidentally refreshed, but that is fine. It doesn't take too long. Click this button, click there. We can search for them again, and both of them show up because it's both of their names. We can send a friend request there. And then now the other thing here is this discover circles. It's another RAG functionality which takes oh, right. Okay. So normally there's not enough. There is a data threshold. I am going to be lowering this actually. It was previously too low and I had raised it and I thought it was operational as it was, but clearly it is not for this demo. But normally what it would do is it would take your sprints as well as what circles you're currently in. Actually, no, sorry, that is actually my fault as the demoer because this is actually the account that has all of the circles attributed to them. This is a tester one. So actually, it does work on this phone, hence why I believed it was worthwhile to show it on 2 devices here. So this actually takes the sprints of the user and the circles they're currently in, and this turns it, and this uses RAG functionality to find similar embeddings based off of like other public circles that are very similar to what the user is generally interested in, and this is what will show up. Since this is I was using chemistry as a lot of my test data, a lot of chemistry stuff is going to be showing up, as you can see. So we have quantum chemistry. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but the name chemistry is in there. General chemistry, biochemistry, advanced analytical chemistry. It's basically chemistry, because that's all my account currently has on this phone. We do have real-time functionality. For example, if I come over here into this chemistry one, again, I mean, I'm very creative with this, but we're going to start a sprint on this one, periodic table, know the elements. We're going to start this, and we're going to take the photo, use this photo, and create a one here. So now we can see here, the sprint started, and over here in the chat, in the circle that it was associated with, we get a little pop-up saying, hey, this person created a sprint, showing their thumbnail and everything. You're able to join said sprint. And what that does is I want to showcase this as well. And you can click this join sprint button. And what it does is it immediately creates a sprint that is an exact replica of the one that previous user made. But you, as the user, get to put in your own thumbnail for what it would be. You use this photo, and what it does is it creates, there we go. It seems that's something I do need to fix. That's supposed to be real time. Something must have gone wrong. I will fix that. But what it does is it creates a thread within that circle. So this way it prevents cluttering when a bunch of people join in perhaps a circle that somewhere down the line is 500 people big, and 30 of those people join. It's just going to flood all of the messages, and that's not particularly good. And this does also support normal messaging, and it should also be real time, provided that that this would like to work. So we'll just do testing. This is real time. That is not, okay, that is a bug I believed I had fixed, but something I will get back to then. You're able to change the name of a circle, whether or not it's public, and you're able to either allow or disallow notifications for each user. By that I mean each user is able to allow or enable or disable them for themselves. Another person is not able to control that for the other person. You're able to, as the owner, set the standard sprint duration and everything else like that. You're able to send invite codes, and whether or not whether average members are able to create invite codes as well. So far, that is like a lot of the main functionality. It's basically all around these sprints. You're able to create a circle where you can put in your own name for it, whether or not it's going to be public, private, and then all those settings we just saw, you're able to create them here. You're also able to search for other circles here. You can see all public ones are currently here. I have some UI issues to fix here, which I will be doing. But for private ones, you're able to be invited via code, which is something that it does work. However, all of my stuff is public at the moment. That is something I will showcase later. But this is a way for people to find circles that they may not find through the RAG functionality, because, for example, maybe this account here is really interested in a history thing, but they joined a chemistry one first. Therefore, the RAG functionality would never show them a history thing, unless it was coincidental enough to be like a history chemistry innovation one, but that's also very unlikely. So far, that is kind of there are also streaks, which is something I can't easily demo, but basically the functionality behind that is pretty simple. If you have a sprint that is over a certain amount of time, and the quiz that is generated, you score over a certain amount of questions correct, with a minimum amount of questions that need to be in there, you get a streak. And basically, you can do that once a day, and it will continue to increase your streak. I'm currently thinking about adding like a kind of XP leveling thing around that to kind of incentivize people to do it, and the levels would possibly give like avatar decorations or profile decorations. Those are just some ideas I have going forward. Plus, also lots of bug fixing to do, but most to all of the core functionality is already here and added, and it's just mainly trying to make this a much smoother experience for the user going forward.